Hey hockey fans, welcome into another exciting matchup preview. Pat Strong joined by the voice himself, and boy, this is a good one. Yeah. As the number 2 ranked Flames took down the number 1 undefeated Adrian Bulldogs this past weekend in Rhett. Boy, those were definitely 2 of the best games we've probably seen in the newly renovated LIC.
Yeah, easily the most exciting weekend of hockey we've had here probably ever. And the Flames came out, and it was one of those weekends where you're like, okay, here is the litmus test. Are you one of the elite teams in the ACHA? The Flames passed the test, doing quite well, winning both games with under a minute remaining in the third period. Boy, what a weekend.
Yeah, it was an exciting weekend, and big things that happened this weekend because, one, Flames lost some bodies, obviously, because of injury, so you got a lot of your depth players to step up, and kind of the grinders really being able to showcase their skill, but even more so, Hunter Verostic put on display, and the biggest thing have to be the number 1 or arguably one of the best special team units in the country. Not only you get a power play goal in Game 1 to win it, but also the PK was phenomenal this weekend.
Yeah, 3 things that really impressed me. Number 1 was the PK. Game 1, first period, back-to-back minors, and you're able to hold Adrian without a goal. I think that really set the tone for special teams on the weekend. Second thing impressed me, Hunter Verostic. This guy came to play on Friday night. And then on Saturday night, I wouldn't say it was his best night. Still made some big saves. Flames able to get the win. That speaks a lot of a goaltender who, the first goal against him, he'd like to have back. I think we can both agree on that. And the fact that he was able to kind of get mentally refocused and stay dialed in and get the Flames the 2 points, the win under the W column was huge for that group. And then the third thing is that Cole Gammer goes down in Game 1, not available for Night 2, and you're missing a top 6 winger, a guy that's arguably one of your elite offensive contributors, and you're still able to knock off Adrian. Those big things, those 3 things are huge in my mind.
Yeah, and now talking about things going forward, let's talk about just momentum, because obviously this is a ton of momentum for the Flames, and obviously got to be able to build a lot of confidence going into not just postseason play, but even more importantly, the national tournament.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, this weekend coming up against Alabama makes me a little bit nervous because Alabama always seems to play well here in Lynchburg, and the Flames coming off, obviously, 2 huge emotional victories over the number 1 team in the nation. And then you're coming in against Alabama, who is not in the national playoff picture as it stands right now. Are you going to have a letdown? And I think to prove, once again, that you're arguably the best team in the nation, you have to knock away Alabama and not just scoring 4-3. You need to just pound these guys, and that's going to be a big test once again this weekend for the Flames.
Yeah, and talking about big tests, because Rhett got a little bit ahead of me. I was going to talk about going into the preview versus Alabama, because last time the Flames had a huge win against an opponent they not only haven't been able to beat but swept was Ohio. They ended up laying an egg when they went up to NYU. So what do the Flames need to do so they can close out not only this weekend series with a quality win versus the Frozen Tide, but even more so, just as we said, build that momentum towards the postseason?
Yeah, I think the coaching staff needs to find certain areas that they want the team to work on. And I think, and more so of thinking, hey, we got to knock these guys off huge, it's what are we going to build towards? And so find a couple areas, whether it may be keeping the PK at a high level, not allowing any goals a man down, whatever it may be, whatever the coaching staff decides, get your players focused in on those goals and chasing after that, striving for them. And I think that will go a long way in terms of keeping your team focused and energized, you could say, going into this weekend series.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to see if the Flames can stay not only focused, but as they did in the Adrian series, be disciplined, and even also it's senior weekend, trying to close out the senior season for this team that has had a very stellar career. So obviously, thanks again, Rhett McGivern, for joining us. I'm Pat Strong, and make sure to tune into the broadcast this upcoming weekend, and make sure always to follow the Flames on social media. Thanks for tuning in.